And thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Jim Stratman, sitting in for Brooke today. We begin with a man charged with physically assaulting preschool twins and even placing one child in a washing machine. LMPD says that they got a call from Norton Children's Hospital that they had 5-year-old twins, both being treated for blunt force trauma. Officers arrested 20-year-old Joshua Morley, charging him with criminal child abuse. An arrest report says that the children were able to tell the police that the suspect hit each of them with a closed fist. One child said he was, quote, put in the laundry. The other child said that he saw Morley put his sibling in the washer and close the lid. He also described the machine as making noises. Now, the arrest slip says that Morley is the boyfriend of the twins' mother. Morley is being held on a $50,000 full cash bond. Now to an update in a road rage incident where a 6-year-old girl was shot. According to a recent GoFundMe post, doctors say that 6-year-old Onyx may never walk again. The GoFundMe organizer writes that the child was inside a car when she was shot in the back. The organizers say that her spine has been severed. Earlier this week, a group of motorcyclists and a person in that car got into an altercation on I-65 near the outer loop. The situation continued north on the interstate until the motorcyclist opened fire on the car multiple times, hitting the girl inside. So far, one arrest has been made in connection to this shooting, and as of right now, we do not know of any other arrests. We have a link to the family's GoFundMe on our website, WHAS11.com. Now, a former high school basketball coach is facing rape and other charges this afternoon. His allegations center around a teenage girl that he coached privately. His name is Clarence Moore, and he used to work for Christian Academy of Louisville. WHAS 11's Taylor Woods details the charges and his reaction from the school.
42-year-old Clarence Moore, owner of Legacy Training Academy, has been arrested for alleged rape and sexual abuse of a minor, a girl he was coaching with private lessons. An authority figure with charges involving young people. We asked attorney Hans Poppy, who is not involved in this case, to explain what Moore is facing.
No, these are some very, very serious charges. It remains to be seen how this plays out. Obviously guilty or innocent until proven guilty.
He faces charges of 1 count of unlawful transaction with a minor in the 1st degree, 2 counts of rape in the 3rd degree, 4 counts of sodomy in the 3rd degree, 4 counts of sexual abuse in the 1st degree, and 4 counts of sexual abuse in the 3rd degree.
If he is convicted of multiple charges, the unlawful transaction with a minor carries a 5 to 10 year sentence. All of the other ones carry less than 5 years.
Documents show the charges are in relation to events that happened between November 7th of 2022 through June 26th of 2023. Moore allegedly engaged in criminal sexual misconduct with a 17-year-old girl he was giving private basketball lessons. He's also a former coach at Christian Academy of Louisville. In a statement, they said, quote, "We have just been notified of a situation that may involve a former Cal assistant coach who has not coached at Cal since the 2021-22 school year. From our understanding, police are investigating more recent events that do not include his period of employment." Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
Moore was also once the head coach at Kentucky State University in Frankfort from 2009 to 2011. We talked to his attorney, Leland Holbert, but he did not provide a statement. Moore's arraignment is scheduled for July 24th at 1 p.m. Now to an update on a story out of Mount Washington where human remains were found inside James Knott's home. We've learned that Knott's having those remains in his home may not be a crime at all. Investigators say he was buying and selling the remains and using them as decorations. His only current charge is possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. We spoke with attorney Larry Wilder, who recently represented families pursuing charges against a funeral home director. He says just having body parts is not necessarily a crime in some states. He pointed to the recent case against the Harvard morgue manager accused of selling body parts from donated cadavers.
What they're charged with is no different than if they were buying or selling stolen goods, because the bodies that they were selling, the skin tissue they were selling had been given to, presumably, Harvard University for the purposes of the medical school use. It's not against the law to have or to transport, to possess federally body parts.
To file state charges, Wilder says the Bullitt County Commonwealth's attorney would have to prove that Knott knew the remains were stolen. And we asked the Bullitt County Commonwealth's Attorney's Office if they are exploring any charges into Knott, but we have not heard back at this time. Well, take a look at your screen. LMPD is asking for your help in finding this woman. Her name is Lyndon Bray. LMPD says that she was last seen around 5 p.m. walking her dogs near the Paul Yost Recreation Area in the Fairdale neighborhood on Thursday. Police say they found both dogs, but not Bray. She was last seen wearing cutoff jean shorts and a blue shirt. If you have any information about her whereabouts, you're asked to call 574-LMPD. An Elizabethtown woman is being charged for drug trafficking after police found more than 8 pounds of meth and 2 pounds of cocaine and marijuana. Nicole Lewis was indicted yesterday. On July 6th, Hardin County detectives uncovered the drugs while executing a search warrant. They say the street value of those drugs is just shy of $6,000. Police say the investigation is currently ongoing and additional arrests are expected. For the first time, Kentucky's governor is responding to a report about foster kids who are sleeping in an office building. Some foster children are sleeping in the L&N building in downtown Louisville because we're told there's just nowhere else for them to go. Social workers are forced to stay overnight with them.
We need foster parents willing to take the toughest of the tough cases. We need foster parents willing to take older kids, especially teenagers as well. Do I believe it's acceptable? No. Do I believe that our social workers are trying their very best in these situations? Yes.
The governor said timing also plays a key part here. If a child is removed from a home at night, it may take them longer to be placed. He said some of the children and teenagers have some severe trauma, and that might take longer for them to find a home. Well, this all comes as the governor's re-election campaign really kicks into full swing. We know that starting today, Governor Beshear will be making several campaign stops. He plans to meet with voters in Shelbyville at the 6th and Main Coffee House around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Then he'll be headed down to Bardstown to the Scout and Scholar Brewery at 2:30. His final stop will be at the campaign field office in Bowling Green at 4. Republican candidate and current Attorney General Daniel Cameron is also going to be hosting a couple of campaign stops. Voters are currently speaking with Cameron down in Brandenburg right now over at the Meade County Christian. And then Cameron will head over to Breckenridge County Fiscal Center. That'll be at 1 o'clock. Looking ahead now, the Independence Bank in St. Matthews says that they are going to be coming together to put on a week of fundraising events to help support Officer Nicholas Wilt. This week will be called Wilt Week, starting on August 2nd through the 4th. Events will be hosted all week with opportunities for the community to donate to the family. Now on Monday, they will host a Police National Night Out. Next will be a Jeep show coming up at from 5 to 8 at the Gateway parking lot in St. Matthews. On Thursday, over at 10 Pin Lane, they'll host a family night with free dinner for a donation and tons of games on site. And on Friday, 2 Hot Wheels shows will kick off from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Gateway parking lot in St. Matthews and the Dillard's parking lot. On August 5th, they will announce all the money that they have raised at the Chamber of St. Matthews Potato Festival.